even get to cross.
Today we're going to be talking about the PyTech Light Machine Gun, or at least that's what I think it's called. It's a weird spelling, so there's probably a weird pronunciation along with it, but just bear with me. I'm apologizing if I mispronounced the name of the gun. You guys pronounce it a different way, whatever, I don't really know. But yeah, so I'm going to call it the PyTech Light Machine Gun, and this light machine gun is in the heavy weapons category in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I feel like this is a really, really good heavy weapon. I feel like it's probably the best heavy weapon in that category. But not only that, I feel like it might be one of the better weapons in the game. And you know, a lot of people are probably like, what are you talking about? We got the BAL, we've got the AK-12, we got the HBR thing, whatever. I don't even know what the name of that gun is. It's just a bunch of random letters and numbers. But we've got all those guns. Why do we need this PyTech gun? It's like, no one really uses it. It's a heavy weapon. The EM1 is even better. You know what I'll give to the EM1 people? Yeah, that's great, but you can only fire for a limited amount of time, and it takes forever to cool off, and it's just, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the EM1 is fun to use, but I don't really like it. I feel like if you get into a gunfight with someone else that's using like a bullet gun, they're going to beat you 99% of the time. I don't know why. I feel like you need to have that 51-49% advantage over the enemy rather than make it a fair gunfight when you're using the EM1. But we're not talking about the EM1 today. We're talking about the PyTech Light Machine Gun. Now, this is a really, really good weapon. It's extremely competitive with guns like the BAL and the AK-12 and the HBR, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it the HBR. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like the H8 something or other. But, yeah, so it's extremely powerful, and I'm basically going to explain to you guys what's going on. So, first off, the huge advantage to this gun is it's insanely accurate. It's got almost no recoil after you fired maybe about five bullets or so, because at first it's going to have insane amounts of recoil, like it's going to start taking up and you're not going to be able to see the enemy that well, but almost immediately after you fire your 5th bullet, it'll drop right back down to the enemy and you'll be able to kill him in 2 to 3 bullets after that. So most of the time I hit the enemy as it's recoiling up, so I don't really have that problem where it just drops back down. I'll be able to shoot him, but it's extremely effective at longer ranges. When I'm trying to shoot the enemy, it'll recoil up a little bit, the enemy will realize I'm firing at him but not know where I'm firing from, and once the recoil like lays off a little bit and it's able to like fire without recoil after that 5th bullet is fired, I'm going to be dead on to the enemy and I'm going to kill him most of the time. Like, I'd say about 95% of the time. So this is a very, very prominent light machine gun that is really, really good at long ranges. Closer ranges, and not really, but what I'll do at the close ranges, I'll fire from the hip. I don't know why, but that's just extremely effective with this gun as well, firing from the hip. I wouldn't do it from a longer range, but usually when I'm in like close alleyways or rooms or whatever, I'll be able to fire from the hip and pick up a kill most of the time when using this gun. Now, for attachments you should use with this weapon, you should use the foregrip. That way we can reduce the recoil from the first 5 bullets, because it's actually quite bad, the recoil, when it recoils up before the 5th bullet is fired, but after that it's like a laser gun. But the recoil before that 5th round is really, really bad. So I put on the foregrip. That way it's like less, I don't know, it's less bad recoil, I guess. I don't know. I'm missing the word here. It's Saturday. But anyway, yeah, so it's like the recoil isn't as bad if you put on the foregrip. So that's a very, very important perk to have. I always put on the suppressor because I feel like it doesn't take away from the weapon that much. As well as you're going to be firing a ton of rounds with this. This has 100 bullets to a mag in this gun, so you're obviously constantly going to be firing at the enemies. It's great for picking up double, triple multi-kills. Like, I think in the last like 5 games I've been playing with this weapon, I've picked up maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 multi-kills overall, maybe a handful of triple kills, and then like most of them are double kills. Like if I catch an enemy maybe in a flag or something like that, it's really, really easy to pick up the double kill, whereas most times you're going to run out of ammo. So it's very, very good, and since you're constantly going to be firing, you do not want to be on the enemy's minimap, because the more you fire, the more you show up on their minimap. So what you're going to want to do is equip the suppressor. That way it just takes you off the minimap, unless they're using parabolic microphone or whatever, but no one really uses that perk anyway, or that attachment anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. And then finally, what I like to use is rapid fire, because the quicker you can get through those first 5 bullets where it's recoiling up and then you get a laser gun, the better. So what you're going to want to do is equip rapid fire. That way you can get through those crappy first 5 bullets where you can't aim, and then once the 5 bullets are out of the way, then you'll be able to like lock onto them. And this works at a longer distance. If it's at medium to closer range, I usually just get them during the recoil period. So yeah, that's just me. So anyway, that is the breakdown of what you should do for attachments. Now, perks and exo abilities I would suggest using with it. I feel like lightweight's a must because, again, it's a heavy weapon, so it's going to be really, really hard to get around, so you're going to want to use that. And also, another thing that you're going to want to use with it is exo overclock. That way, you can move around the map rather quickly with this weapon. So, again, this weapon's a heavy weapon, so it's going to be insanely hard to move, and these things just help you move around a little bit better, and I find them really, really helpful when I put them on my class. So yeah, overall, you can choose whatever perk 2 you want, whatever kill streaks you want. If you want a secondary, you could take along that too. But I would highly recommend putting on those 3 attachments as well as the perk 1 and the exo ability. That's going to help you out a ton when using this weapon. So anyway, guys, that was the PyTech Light Machine Gun Heavy Weapon breakdown. Again, I think it's one of the best heavy weapons in the game, as well as one of the best guns in the game overall. It's extremely competitive with all the guns like the BAL and the HBA3R, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Truly do appreciate it. Remember to smack that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you all later. See ya.